Hey guys, it's me, Crazy Honda Chris at Randy Kill Honda in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Congratulations on your brand new Honda CR-V EX. In this video, I'll show you guys how to customize all of your vehicle settings. When you off the lot, you're set for success. All you have to do is show it off to your friends and family. So first steps, make sure the vehicle's on and running. Done. Second step, the vehicle has to be in park. If you're not in park, you cannot play around with the vehicle settings. Where's that option? On the left-hand side of your driver's interface screen. You get the menu. You scroll up and down till you hit the vehicle settings. You're going to use this little wheel to go up and down and push in on the wheel to select items throughout that menu. Now, select vehicle settings. We're going to scroll down to the first group. It's going to be tire pressure monitoring system calibration. You're going to select that. So if your tire pressure light's on, you double checked it, made the adjustments you need to reset it. You're going to scroll up or down to calibrate, select that. Done. Quick and easy. Now we'll go down to group number 2. This is going to be driver assist system setup. This is where you're going to customize all of your Honda sensing features, the sensitivities, the beeps, stuff like that. Now within that group, the first menu option is going to be a forward collision warning distance. So this is when you're driving down the road. That car is going to sense if you can hit an object in front of you, a car, whatever the case could be. It's going to give you a visual alert, brake, then it's going to try to give you an audible. If you're not reacting fast enough, then it's going to try to stop you. All right, so at what distance do you want it to do that? How much further away do you want that object to be? Or how close you like the object to be before it warns you? A lot of people just keep this on normal, so we'll keep it on normal. Go down to the next menu option. It's going to be ACCs, Adaptive Cruise Control, Forward Vehicle Detection Beep. So when you're using your adaptive cruise, every time a car gets in and out of range, it's going to give you audible sound to let you know, hey, I'm slowing down, or hey, I'm speeding up from that point. So do you want this on or off? We'll keep it on. So when people take this out for a test drive, they can come up with their own opinion. Next one's going to be a road departure mitigation. So this is pretty much for your lane keep assist. It's going to be for your traffic jam, the sensitivity on that stuff when you're driving down the road and you go out of your lane and it brings you back, puts you back in the center of your lane. How sensitive do you want that to be? Or maybe you don't want it to bring you back, you just want it to be a warning only. I'll keep it on normal. We're going to go down to lane keeping assist suspense speed. So when you go down the road, you got your lane keep assist or lane keep assist or traffic jam assist on. You go out of your lane a little bit, you know, as it brings you back. It's a magic. Go out of your lane, beep, 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 as it brings you back. There we go. We're focused now. Now we'll go down to the next option. It's a blind spot information system. So as you're driving down the road for your city and highway driving, you got these little indicators on the side mirror right here for you. And the car's in your blind spot. It's going to come up as a nice solid orange light. Then when you have your turning indicator on while somebody's in your blind spot, it's going to flash at you and it'll give you an audible sound. So that's the setting you want it to be. Now from there we get traffic sign recognition. So pretty much this camera right up here on the other side, you see on the other side of the windshield when you're driving down the road, it finds a speed limit sign, it displays it right up there. You want this on or off? I like it on. It's nice. So if I go somewhere new and I don't catch it, I get a nice little reminder up there. Next one's going to be traffic sign recognition exceeding speed warning. I know your first gut instinct is to turn this bad boy off, but let's say if you turn it on to have it warn you when you're speeding. The next option is going to allow you to adjust the threshold for that. You'll want it to warn you at speed limit, 3, 5, or 10 above. Pick your poison. I won't look and tell if you don't. So that way if I'm going 5 above the speed limit, it's going to warn me at that point. Driver's attention monitoring system. So the car knows the difference between the wind blowing you around and you doing a real bad job at driving. For safety, I'm assuming you probably want the car to do everything in its power to alert you. Say, hey, Christopher, pull over there, sleepyhead. Take a nice little nap, little coffee break, whatever the case might be, stretch your legs, right? So let's select that. Now that's everything under driver's assist system setup. So I'm going to go down to the next group. It's going to be meter setup. Now under meter setup, we're going to have language. Words are already top, so we'll keep it on English. Go down to the next. Is going to be outside. Adjust outside temperature display. So you can see right now it's 91 degrees outside. You can fine tune that bad boy within a 5-degree swing. We'll keep it right there. So your trip A and trip B, you can choose when that resets automatically, when you refuel, or when you turn off the vehicle, or when you decide to do it. My walk around video will show you guys how to manually reset that yourself. Trip B is going to be the same thing. Adjusted alarm volume. Adjusted alarm volume. So this is pretty much going to be how loud or quiet would you like your... Alright guys, we're back. I do apologize about that quick interruption, but apparently my phone would not allow me to record anymore because it overheated. So now here we are after work. Let's finish this up. We got adjusted alarm volume. This is going to be how loud or quiet your turn-in indicators, your buzzers, your warnings, stuff like that's going to be. I'll keep it on medium. I'm sure the wife will tell me with my selective hearing to turn that bad boy up. Now we'll go down to the next setting. It's going to be your fuel efficiency backlight. So as you probably notice, when you're driving down the road, you're being fuel efficient, you're going to get a beautiful green bar up there as a visual coach to let you know, good job. You're leveling up your fuel efficiency game, so keep up the good work. And when you're not, there's going to be no green bar there. So when you select that, it's simple as an on or off option. Now we're going to go back down. Rear seat reminder. So it simply is on or off. So when your rear seat reminder is on, let's say we get the vehicle on and running, someone opens up the back door, someone jumps in, throws some cargo back there, door shut, I get to where I'm going, I turn off the car, you get a nice little reminder, hey, double check your rear seat. Now, cool little heads up too as well. Let's say if someone opens up the door within 10 minutes before the vehicle is turned on. 10 minutes is the magic number. It will have the same effect. Turn off the car, you get a rear seat reminder. Now, let's say if I throw something back there, I don't know, a book bag full of paperwork, right? 15 minutes before starting up the vehicle, it will not trigger that alarm or that nice little reminder, okay? So 10 minutes is the magic number before the vehicle is turned on. Now we'll go back down to speed and distance. Miles per hour, kilometers. We'll let you pick your poison. And then there we go. Tachometer, simply on or off at all times. Your tachometer, as we fully back out, is going to be the numbers 1 through 8. So no matter what I select, that tachometer is going to be right up there at all times. Give that little sporty vibe. So if I turn that off, those numbers are going to be gone. See those little markings. Now I believe that was everything under meter setup. Yep. We're going to backed out too far, hit the home button. Don't do that. Makes the process a lot longer. We're going to go down to keyless access setup. You get your door unlock mode. So this is when you have the key fob with you in your purse, pocket, jacket, walk up, put your hand in the handle. You want all doors to unlock or just the driver's side door. Next one is going to be keyless access light flash. So when you have the doors unlocked or locked all up, you probably want the lights to flash at you to let you know, yep, we're all locked up or unlocked. Get a nice little visual, right? Now same thing. Probably want a little audible sound. Double tap lock, make sure it's locked, or unlock it. You want to probably beep at you. You get audible sound. I'm all locked up, or remote start. Simply keep that enabled so you can use it at all given time. I share how to use that within my walk around video. That's everything from that point. Now we're going to go down to the next group menu. It's going to be a lighting setup. Auto high beams. So when your headlights are set to auto, which they should be at all times, driving down the highway, not a well-lit area, no lights overhang up top, or maybe no oncoming lights, auto high beams automatically come right on. If you like that, or no, you can select off. Interior light dimming time. So this is when you turn off the car, shut the door, walk away, and then 30 seconds or X amount of time, your interior dome lights will turn off. Excuse me. Next one's going to be headlight auto off timer. So once again, turn off the car, shut the door, you walk away with the key fob. How soon do you want your headlights to turn off? I can see people increase in this time if they don't park in the garage at night. Maybe they get to work late at night, or pull into work, a home, not a well-lit area. So I need a little more time to see where they're going. For safety, I can see that being changed. So there we go. Auto light sensitivity. This is pretty much for your day and nighttime levels. Headlights are set to auto. Do as well. So as soon as it becomes dark enough, how soon would your lights to come on, or how much later would you like to have your lights come on? A lot of people just leave that setting alone. This one's nice. Auto headlight on with wiper on. So when your headlights are set to auto and it's raining during daytime, you turn on your wipers, boom, headlights automatically come on. So that's nice when it's raining pretty heavy out there. You don't have to worry about playing around with the lights, so it helps people to see you a little more on the road. That's it from that setting. We'll go down to the next one. It's going to be door setup, auto door lock. Within this menu, when do you want your car doors to lock? With speed, when you shift from park, or have it off and just whenever you hit the lock button. Next one's going to be auto door unlock. Just the opposite. When do you want your doors to unlock? So all doors remain locked until driver door opens up the door. This is a great option. So if I'm here alone, or maybe I got the kiddos with me, we're in a new area, exploring the world, and I shot the car, I put the vehicle in park, I can mind my surroundings, check the mirrors and everything, make sure everyone looks good, and then I open up my door, boom, all the doors automatically unlock. Whoever's sitting up here can still open up a door. From that point, it's just all doors remain locked to the two front doors. One of those are open. Or maybe kids are old enough now to take a look, they know what's going on. I'll put the vehicle in park and I say, all right, get the heck out of here, get in school, boom, great. Or right there when I just turn off the car. A lot of ors. Or you can have it off. No wrong answer, just whatever fits your current lifestyle. Walk away auto lock. You like to have this on or off? I love to have this on because when it's in on, I turn off the car, I take the key fob with me, I shut the door, I get so many feet away from the car, boom, it locks the doors automatically. It does not sense a key in the car, it will lock. Now if I leave a key in the car, I walk away with the key in the car, it will not accidentally lock your keys in the car. I have a video showing you how to purposely lock keys in the car. So if you're out there doing kayaking, hiking, stuff like that, you're afraid that's going to get damaged, check out that video, okay? So keyless lock answer back. Yeah, you probably wanted to do a little, to let you know when it's all locked up, stuff like that. So one setting was based on the key fob. You got the other one is going to do a little answer back here for you. So and turn that on. See if my phone's overheating. It already is. I think I'll probably want to get one video done today. Now you get your keyless remote power window control. So this is a pretty cool feature. As you guys know, those hot summer days, you can roll down the windows by double tapping and holding the key fob button right here, unlock. I got distracted, the car's pulling up, I'm sorry. So once again, you can roll down the windows by double tapping and holding the unlock or roll down the windows. The longer you hold it down, the further down the windows will go. So you see that in my tips and trick video. If you don't like that for any particular reason, because you're afraid you're going to accidentally do that and engage it, and then the next day or that day it snows, it rains, bugs get in, stuff like that, you can turn this off. So definitely check out my tips and trick video. A lot of cool stuff's going to be in there. Lockout prevention, so you cannot accidentally lock your key fob in the vehicle. So great example to go a little more depth on this. Let's say you got your key fob and maybe like in the bag with your phone, it's in the pocket with your phone, or maybe it's covered in the purse. Okay, so pretty much just any situation where maybe the vehicle cannot sense where the key fob's located at because it's being blocked, right? So the car's in panic mode. You shut off the car, you shut the door, it makes a funny sound like a do-do-do-do-do noise. That's telling you, hey, you got X amount of time to double check where the key fob's at before I accidentally lock it in the car. It doesn't know where it's at, okay? So yeah, we'll keep that on. Now you got your lock preset. This is simple on or off. Oops, I hit the back button on accident. So what the lock preset is simply when it's on, you shut the driver's side door. Car's off, shut the driver's side door. I got a kiddo over here messing around as they usually do. I can actually hit lock, preset lock, boom, set. So as soon as they shut the door, all doors automatically lock. Now that's everything underneath door setup. Yep, everything underneath door setup. Now we're going to go down to the next option after door setup. Climate control. Heck yeah. So you got these two options. It's going to be simple on or off. Pretty good. Most people just keep your auto climate controls on. We're going to back up. And then we get down to maintenance. So this is where you can find all of your maintenance codes. It will come up to reset. You can do all of them that are due, or maybe just one or the other item from that point. I do have the videos going to show you what each of those maintenance minders mean. So check out my maintenance minder video. It's a great information to help you with your preventive maintenance. So there it is, guys. That's going to be the vehicle settings for your brand new Honda CR-V EX model. If this video helped, please help me out. I am a small channel. Hit that like, every subscriber helps. Every comment down below helps me grow that much more. I'll see you guys at the next video, maybe during your next visit at Randy Kill Honda in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. All right, talk to you guys then.